Hello everyone, thanks for checking in with me today. This video, I'll just be talking about my journey of buying a beachfront property in Kenya. The vibe today is ocean views. I wrote it down and I followed through. A small circle, what a chosen few. I'm joking, but yeah. So first I'll get into why I chose Kenya. I came to Kenya in 2012 as a study abroad student with Howard University, HU, you know. Ooh, ooh. I took a Kiswahili class and loved it. Don't ask me to speak Kiswahili because I can't. All I know is Kidogo Kidogo. I will tell you that I'm from Northern California. There aren't many Kenyans there. And most of the Kenyans that I met are on the East Coast, like DC, Maryland area. So it's true that like if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's kind of what happened to me with Kiswahili. So I'm here in Kenya learning it again. Only thing I really know is Punguza Be Tafadali because they be trying to overcharge all the time. So I know that language, but again, yeah, I'm learning it. But I came to Kenya in 2012 as a study abroad student, and I fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in love. I fell in love. Like, I went all over Kenya, Nairobi, Runda, Naivasha, I think another place called Kitale, Voi, up and down the coast. I really just love how if you come to Kenya, you can go to different climates, and I still haven't experienced the whole country. And so I just loved it, but I particularly love the coast. The coast is just, I just love the coast. Maybe it's because I'm a California girl, the chill vibe, but I just love the coast. And one of the biggest reasons why I love the coast is because of the religion. So I'm not Muslim, but I really love the fact that you hear the prayers in the street, you hear the chants and the sound from the mosque. It's just beautiful to just wake up to prayers. It's just beautiful to be around people who believe in a higher power. And so on the coast there are Christians and Muslims and other religions, and they just all live harmoniously. And I really think it's just because everyone here, or I won't say everyone, but the people I've encountered and the majority of the people here just really believe like this is not it. There's a higher power, there's something greater than me, there's a God. And I feel like when you're around people who believe in God, no matter what route they're taking to believe in that God, it brings a sense of safety because they're operating on a different moral compass. It's a sense of safety that I do not experience in the States. I just don't. It's just the moral code and the safety here, especially on the coast. Like, I'm not a Nairobi girl. I'm not. I'm not a Nairobi girly. I will visit Nairobi, but Nairobi reminds me too much of the States. You know, it's very developed, it's very poppin', it's very like foreigner friendly, expat friendly, whatever you want to call yourself. But it just reminds me too much of the States, and I don't really feel that much safety like I do feel on the coast. And the coast is just chill. It's just like there's no rush. Everything's pole pole. It's just so refreshing to be in a place where you just eat coconuts and mangoes and goat and just chill. So yeah. And you know, it's crazy because Kenya was never on my radar. So for example, like I'm African American, and a lot of us really desire to visit Ghana, to visit the West because of our ancestral lineage. Like We all know about the transatlantic slave trade, and most of us have roots in the West. So I always thought my first time in the motherland would be Ghana. And that just wasn't God's plan. I went to Howard. I connected with my professor. We became really close friends. And I came to Kenya with her with a study abroad program and loved it. And I came back in 2015 with her. We actually went to Tanzania first, and then I was like, I need to go to Kenya. I'll make another video about Tanzania, but I came back to Kenya in 2015, and I was talking to my friends. So I really connected and stayed connected with a lot of the students I met at the university. And I was like, yo, we need to invest in some Airbnbs. Like at that point in time, I don't know if Airbnbs were popular in Kenya, because every time I came to Kenya, I always stayed with someone or stayed at a hotel. But whenever I traveled somewhere else, I would stay in an Airbnb outside of the U.S. or the U.S. So when I came to Kenya, he was renting this little place. I forget what they call them, but he was renting this little place, and I was like, we can get a whole bunch of these and turn them into Airbnbs. This is in Kalifi County. Kalifi County is my heart. I love Kalifi County, okay? That's another video, but I love Kalifi County. And so I was like, let's get some Airbnbs. And he was like, all right. So at this time, I didn't know the Airbnb game. I didn't know the Airbnb game. So I thought you had to own Airbnbs to operate Airbnbs. Now I know a lot of people don't even own the Airbnbs. They just rent them out or whatever. But at that time, I really thought you had to own the Airbnbs. So I'm telling him like, okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to save up some money. We're going to get the Airbnbs. You're going to operate them. Like a whole plan. So I had signed up for like this real estate site in Kenya. They have a lot of them. I just happened to choose one of them, and I signed up, and they would always send me information about like properties for sale, which were really affordable at the time. This was like back in 2015. So I'm like, okay, I'm messaging my friend, and he kind of like fell off of it. He was like, girl, I'm broke. So I was like, oh, damn. All right, but I still want to do it. But then I was like, I think I want to move to Kenya, not just do Airbnb. I want to move. And so this property came to me, and I hit up the real estate agent. I was like, yo, what's up with this property? It's beautiful. They were like, yeah, we're building it right now. A lot of the units had already been sold at that point. And I was like, okay. So I'm telling all my friends and family like, yo, I'm about to buy this property in Kenya. And they were all like, it's a scam, don't do it. A lot of my African friends were like, we building properties in in Africa from 30 years ago that just have a brick. So I was just like, oh man. But like, I'm a spirit-led person, and whatever feels right in my spirit feels right in my spirit, and it just felt right in my spirit. So a lot of people kept like, doubting it, and I just stopped telling people. I really did. I stopped telling people because I didn't want anyone's like doubts and fears to cloudy my vision. And so I was like, I kept it to myself, and I just moved how I moved. And I came to Kenya in 2022 to look at the property, and I was like, this is it. This is my baby. I'm about to move to Kenya. I'm about to do this. And I did it. And so after that, I went home, and I just mentally prepared for the move. Financially prepared too. Started saving money and just getting my finances in order. And just like operating on the fact that I am going to leave one day. And I ended up getting a job back home. And this was my mind talking, not my spirit, right? I got this job, and I was making some good money. I was making 6 figures. And I lost my job this year. And when a lot of Black women lost their job, I lost my job. But the crazy thing is, like, when I got that job, I was like, okay, I'm going to put off Kenya. And God was like, nah, you're not. And so the month that they told me that I was being let go was the same month that I got a call that my property was finished. And I went through the motions, and I was just like, you know what? I'm out. I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. I'm out. And I told my daughter, we're moving to Africa. That we're moving to Africa. At first, she was excited, then she was sad because she was missing her friends. But she's 8, and I'm like, okay, baby, you'll be fine. We're gonna be living by the beach, okay, with a swimming pool. You'll be fine. And so, adjusting was a bit much for her, and I'll do another video about like being a single parent and coming to Kenya and with the children adjusting, and I'll do another video about that. But she's loving it, and I'm loving it. I really believed in myself, and I wrote it down and I followed through. Ocean views. Being here has allowed me to really just be with myself. So it's just a great business move for me. I bought this property so I don't have rent. I don't have mortgage. I do have to pay like something similar to a homeowners association fee, but that's minimal. My bills are very minimal. My food is very minimal. My biggest fees are my daughter's school fees, because I did want to make sure that she met new people, like integrated well, and school is just the way to go. I contemplated on doing like online school, but school to me is more than just the education part. School to me is really the social and networking, and especially when you're moving into a new country, a new society, like learning societal norms and things like that, like that's something she can get from her peers. And so it was really important for me to put her in an international school, in which I did. And that's my biggest school fee. That's my biggest fee, is her school fees. And then just me, moving around and stuff. But I'm really loving this. I'm loving this chapter in my life. I'm loving this chapter of vibes in my life. I'm loving the ocean vibes, the selfish vibes, the breaking mental chains vibes, the detachment vibes, detaching from things that aren't healthy, like America. And yeah, it's just, I just really love it here. And Kenya is just, Kenya is a beautiful country, and with beautiful people, and I just love it here. I love it here. But so yes, I did buy an oceanfront property, and I am loving my life right now. And so I'm just gonna start vlogging about my experiences. I'll do more vlogs about different things. If you have questions or you want to know certain things, just ask me and I'll do a video about it. But yeah, I'm just like, I wake up to this every day. Like, seriously. Like, seriously, I just do. Like, it's just, I love my life. And yeah, the Book of Vibes, Ocean Views. Peace.